Chu Pardu Dagni Kyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gibe Sunam Ki Jola Venchir Sange Jupar Sho.
Shogati Shmogati.
Hey, quick homework. If you know the answer to this, don't answer this. Anyway, the second part. Anyway, it's got to be in a homework, right? I know that we all know this because we all have all of the classes in this course, but for someone in the future who wasn't present for words text, you still have to have this question in the homework. So, someone who only thinks maybe they know, what are the 3 qualities described by the mind-only school? There was this other one you were asking about 2 days ago. Yeah. Yongzhu, for short. Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. In English, something like. What do you think? What you want to translate those on the fly? What'd you say? That was cool. Oh yeah, name, power, and emptiness, kind of, sort of, almost. Other powered, yeah, which we're calling like dominated because it is things. Because it's apparently in this school, it's synonymous with things that come about due to the convening of causes and conditions. So it's dominated. It's under the power of causes and conditions. Guntak. Yeah, deceptive thing. Yeah, right. Imaginary thing, maybe. Could be. Yeah, like. Yeah. And. So I wouldn't use deceptive. Shenwangs could be deceptive as well. Yeah. Yongdru. Yeah, totality, something like that. I don't love any translation.
The result of the equation.
Yeah, the results of the equation, if you see yada yada yada. Which truly exist and which do not, according to the mind-only school? Cool, okay, yeah, great, God bless. Again, same thing, we have to have some of these because someone will be encountering the mind-only school for the first time in this text. So, again, someone who doesn't know, name the 2 consciousnesses in addition to the traditional 6 which are accepted by the mind-only school. In Tibetan and English, that's correct. I'm looking in anyone who has a... She knows all the things. That's cheating. She's cheating. You don't know? Then you're allowed to answer. Oh. I'll take English. If you don't know that's not bad. If you don't know the Tibetan, you can give the English. Okay, well, if you don't know the English, you can give the Tibetan. Yeah, right. Yeah, Kunshi and Yunyi. Yeah, Foundation Consciousness and, Messed Up Minds, not bad. Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, easy schmeezy questions, but again, we gotta ask these. Okay, slightly more interesting, slightly more challenging, name the 4 types of direct correct perception according to the mind-only school, and I thought for fun, hoots and giggles, give an example of each.
Is it a yogic?
Well, everyone wants to jump right to that one, don't they? But yeah, I feel like that should go forth, but you don't have to. I didn't say in order, and I don't know if there has to be an order. So yeah, name the 4 types of direct correct perception. What you want to say may be right. It's got wrong in it. Yeah, right, we're going straight for the sexy ones. There's some super obvious ones we might as well cover first. Well, these are that's definitely. These are 3 types of. These are 4 types of munsum tsema. Mm-hmm. So, hey, seeing is right. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. These would be one of the types. So, with your sense powers. Mm-hmm. What's an example of a direct correct perception through the sense powers?
Seeing a cup of coffee. Anything you perceive is not
unmistaken, yeah, right. Yeah, seeing a cup of coffee is not fine. Okay, so fine. Here, and I think that I think I'm frozen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Wang Poi Ngun Su. Oh, I should have asked you that. Anyway, I kind of did. Yeah, so I said the smell of a rose, but you could say seeing a coffee cup. Whoops. Sorry. Next one. Yeah. Yi. What would be an example of a correct perception through yi? What's yi? Yeah, your mind. Yeah, the mind sense consciousness.
Seeing thoughts, your own thoughts.
Yeah, seeing your own thoughts. Yeah, and being correct about them as opposed to being wrong about what you yourself think. I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but I'm open to it. I thought maybe the perception of the imaginary smell of an imaginary rose. Whoops. God, love it. Yeah, you said, or made some valiant attempt at the third one.
Yogic direct?
No. Yeah, it's not Rangshin Mepa is lack of self-nature, but, that would be what you perceive maybe in the fourth one. Yeah.
Oh, the fourth.
Yeah. Yeah, what was the third one? It was weirder. Someone did say it in the room, and it's novel to this school. Yeah, Rangjik. Yeah, what would be an example of Rangjik?
A bear seeing
No.
itself getting bit by a rat.
A bear seeing itself. No, the bear would have to be seeing himself see himself get bit.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said to seeing yourselves.
Bear seeing himself. Well, I mean, if the bear witnesses himself getting bit by the rat, right?
No, he would have to see himself get bit by the rat. Because seeing himself get bit by the rat is a sense consciousness. It would be the first one, not the third one.
Yeah, so the perception of him seeing himself get bit by
Yeah,
the rat.
he would have to see himself get bit by a rat. Right. Something like the perception of knowing you are smelling a rose. And then, yeah, we said it. Oh, sorry. What's it in Tibetan if you didn't just see that? Someone said yogic direct perception. Adam said it at least. Yeah. Nyeonjonggunsum. For example,
The direct perception of that.
sounds okay to me. Yes, yogic or perhaps transcendent. We'll see. Direct, what we played with. We could call it mystical direct perception.
What about going to like the higher realms and stuff? Are those considered yogic direct perceptions as well?
It's only mentioned in conjunction with seeing emptiness directly.
Oh.
That's the only time I can, as I remember, it's rarely mentioned.
Okay.
And I think it's only mentioned in conjunction with seeing emptiness directly.
Okay. So Chichuk is a sense power?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I wonder.
So, would it be mentioned in the
Could be yeet.
Huh?
Would it be mentioned in the meditative processes of the
No,
heart?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You want to take the plane, boss?
It's just some sexy word that people use only for that. It's like namkatabu tinginzin.
Right. Space life.
Yeah.
Was that Star Trek?
I don't know. It's just
Okay, here we go.
like blowing through
No
a comb.
singing Twilight Zone songs.
Okay. Okay. Sungzin de
Wait, who's
shangi.
got the plain word?
Sungzin de shangi tongbe tongni tokbe tawa de shendu du sunam ki tsok kya chembe simbe gone nam nyam sulangbe nyam sulangbe jangsem nam ki lame jangchu ngundu che do.
Okay, good. So we're still on what school?
Mind
Still in the mind
We're
only school.
we're on the section of the path through which we eliminate the pangjas that we covered.
Yeah, the bonglam and what was the other part of that? Bonglam and what was the other half of that?
The pangjas and the lam are the two parts
Oh,
of the lam.
this is the Lamkin Namshanga. Okay,
Mhm.
this is the real presentation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And what they've been describing is 3 different sets of circumstances that could lead you to the end of to the 5th path on your track.
Right.
3 tracks, 5 paths.
Mm-hmm.
Gati gati para gati 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 para gati gati gati. Okay, what's this track? Lowest one.
And then two.
Listener, self-made Buddha, and Bodhisattva. We finished the first 2. we said they saw a certain kind of emptiness, which is kansaki dagme. Okay, they saw the
Emptiness of
lack of
me.
self-nature to a person, which in their school could be kyo yimbar, kyo shepe tiny jupe jukshi yimbar ranki tini ke dupe ton. Kyo shepe tiny jupe jukshi yimbar ranki tini ke dupe ton.
By definition.
Something about words, rose by any other name.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, and then, but now we're going to talk about what's the combination of super powers, swords and swords and arrows that we need to reach the end of the fifth path on the Bodhisattva track. Okay,
So
what kind of emptiness they need up here? Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, we already read it.
Totally.
Sungzin Zai Shenki Toa. And he's going to explain to us what this is a code word for, okay? When the mind grasps physical form, it is devoid of a different substance.
Yeah.
When the mind grasps to something physical, it is empty of a separate substance. But that's a code word for?
It does not. The thing and the perception with you see that thing don't come from separate karmic seeds.
outside of the kunshi.
Yeah, which kind of contradicts something we had this morning for $50. Why do I keep saying 50, 20?
Oh, it doesn't contradict. It contradicts that the two things can't come from one thing.
It contradicts all that stuff, that Mikken.
Different school.
Mikken. Wait, did he get the money or not? He got the money. What'd you say? What?
Say so our grasp.
That
I want more words.
the eye
Give me
and the
more.
eyeball.
Just guess, you make some money anyway. Mikken.
Mikan, the thing
The
which
thing
brings
that
about the eye.
inspires what.
Yeah, the
you see
coffee
out
cup
there
that
because it
triggers
inspires.
the coffee cup that
Yeah,
triggers.
does it trigger the next moment of coffee cup and also the perception of coffee?
Yeah, and then the perception coffee cup in the next moment. But anyway, either one, but the first one is the one implied when you say Mikyu. So anyway, the point here, which nobody got any money, okay,
Okay.
is that is the tree branch, right?
Yeah.
Right. Here's the karmic seed. You yelled at the kids. Let's take it to the kitchen. You yelled at the kids.
This,
Here, time passed. Then the seed opens into
the perception of
uh,
getting yelled at, and the fact that you're
yeah,
there to get yelled.
you and your husband.
Yeah.
Okay, you looking at your husband, but they both came from one seed. You yelled at your kids. You created you and the. I like to say when I'm teaching it to people, who put the two people in the kitchen? You put them both there. Okay. Anytime you meet someone who irritates you, try to remember. You know, you can even go. You know, the guy's like, wait, you're supposed to do it with your middle finger.
Yeah.
And you can say, no, who put me here?
In
And who
England,
put
I
him
think
here?
this can get you in big
You
trouble.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So, when you see your husband, sung zin, okay? When you see the red color of your husband, sung zin, there is no separate substance, meaning you have not come from a separate karmic seed. It's a mind-only code word. It's not what it sounds like. Okay? Now, how does that relate to compassion?
Oh, because then you'll be compassionate to yourself and to others based upon.
Well, it's an interesting thing. You see, in this school, you can't really get that unless you have compassion.
Can't really understand it, you mean?
You won't understand it. Totally. Okay, it's interesting. See, third track, Bodhisattva track. You can't see that emptiness unless you're already someone who loves everyone, or who wants to achieve Buddhahood, or you want to be a virus. Okay, got it?
Oh, really?
So, it's coming right here. Okay, so in this school, according to him, let's say it that way. When you see emptiness in the form of a perception being empty of being a separate seed from the object it
Okay.
sees,
that view.
then the viewpoint, the higher emptiness viewpoint, which understands that, okay, talks with an S,
Yeah.
Okay, they. If it's Simba by Shen Dun Du Sunum Gito Gya Chambo.
If it's held.
recognized by the view that
Now we got a different sin.
Now it's held, right?
no
Very, very famous. Semkeiki Simba. Very famous.
Semkeiki
Tongi Tawa?
Simba.
Semkeiki Simba.
Holding the way. Semkeiki Simba.
Imbued by.
Imbued by Simba.
$0.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
nice.
Give him 50 anyway.
Uh-huh.
Semkeiki Simba. Okay? It's very, very famous.
So
Simba.
here it's imbued with the two collections.
When a person's in the
Simba
direct
Gitzel with
perception
the
of
collection of
emptiness
goodness.
and they're a bodhisattva when they're going in, do they lose bodhicitta for 20 minutes? It's a huge debate because bodhicitta is a main mind and not a mental function.
That main mind which is imbued.
Okay. Yeah, so now they made up this, well, they,
Aha! I know it!
they explain it by saying your mind is imbued by bodhicitta. And it really is. It really is. Okay. Okay.
Your microphone is.
Sorry, oh, microphone. Okay, sorry.
If I have that
Don't
thing
stop.
in my face.
Okay,
usually
Shen Dun Du Sun Kitso Gyachamba. So, if that perception that they put themselves and their husband in the kitchen is combined with a doing good deeds for others' sake, Shen Dun Du, for other people, okay, then if they practice that way, Nyam Len, right? If they practice that way, then
the great.
bodhisattvas will get to the end of the bodhisattva track. But now they need two things. They need love, is holding the emptiness perception. Okay, got it? And before we had lower kinds of emptiness, and we didn't have love mentioned. Okay? Got it? Okay? Got it?
So
With the lower kinds of emptiness, you can get to the end of their track, which is miscalled Buddhahood. No, it's called Changchum, but it's not Buddhahood. Okay, it's called Buddhahood. It is not Buddhahood.
But this is.
But this one is. Yeah, this is Changchum. And why did he? How did he indicate that?
Lame
Yeah, he said Lame, which means matchless.
an Uttara.
Matchless. Got it? Nice sentence. That's very interesting. I never heard this about the minority school. I mean, kind of interesting. What flavor of emptiness you see and how much love in your heart decides what Buddhahood you reach. Okay, and two of them aren't.
And we kind of talked about it. Remember I asked the question, what's bodhicitta in the minority school? We talked about it.
I don't think it comes in your text. Yeah, or it's better come fast. Okay, go.
Sungzin ze shangi tongbe deni. Ngombo tabu zimbe nam shagi de sungdun du chebe tse kunshi soki shakbe bakchaki wangi ngombo de rangzinbe shebe dagni damze sukeba yingi de tse ngombo tabu de nzin be sheba le ze shendume de.
Yeah, why has he put this section here? Can you guess? He just said if you have a combination of bodhicitta and belief that things are empty of any separate substance, then you will go to complete Buddhahood. So what's the next thing he's going to talk about?
What is the substance?
Yeah, what the heck's a substance? Right?
Okay.
We know it doesn't mean substance. We
Yeah.
know it means the same karmic seed. But the word in the mind-only school is substance. They don't say
yeah.
karmic seed. They say it comes from a
Right.
different substance.
Yeah, okay.
So he has to have now a sentence which says,
yeah.
by the way, substance here doesn't mean substance. Substance here means karmic seed. Okay?
Right.
So again, a principle of translation is coming to enough other people's classes that you know what the stupid thing is supposed to say. And then you find it. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you stop here and go to the bathroom, and if it's a number 2,
Got some time.
you could guess the next thing he has to talk about. He has to talk about this substance thing.
So the
Because the point is not separate substance, the point is separate karmic seed. your husband and you were put in the kitchen by the same karmic seed, but the mind-only school calls it by the same substance. So he better explain what's the substance. You can expect that to come later. I challenge you to translate the next sentence without even looking at it.
Like, it can't be me then.
That's a fun exercise. We should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to translate the next sentence without looking at it. Okay, because that's a big part of being a translator. It's what you expect to come next. What a good author should talk about next. And he should talk about why substance means karmic seed. Okay, yay. So here we go. Sungjin Zhe Shenki Tombe Deni. Go ahead. Translate that much. Go backwards.
So when we talk about the lack of a separate substance for the thing and what holds it.
Good. So Sungjin here only refers to the perception side. So when we talk about the state of mind, which is looking at a husband, okay, and we say it doesn't have a separate substance, well, here's what we mean, okay? It's not substance, it's seed, but he's going to say that, right?
Okay.
Go ahead. Then he gives an example.
So it's like that blue which is arising in the kunshi because of karmic seed. At the time that you are looking at blue, at the time that you're holding your Zembe Namshe, the mind which is looking at blue.
Go this way. This is a difficult sentence.
Which way?
The state of mind, which is holding to something like blue, okay?
Yep.
When it takes the blue as what it holds, that's this hard part here.
Okay.
When it takes the blue as something it holds, okay? When it makes the blue into something it holds, okay? What's happening is it's all because of Wangki, a karmic seed. Then he reveals his, guess what? Zay means separate seed, okay? Shakbe. It's because of Kunchisoki Shapi Bakchak. Kunchisoki Shapi. This is kind of a misnomer because the Kunchi doesn't plant the seed. Anyway, with a seed that was planted by use of the Kunchi, maybe you could stretch it. Wonky. Then that ngumbo becomes dark. It becomes one with
with your own.
Yeah, with the perception.
Right, your own perception, the state of mind which holds.
So what he's saying now is, the perception and the blue are almost one substance. They're the same stuff. They're the same entity. It's almost like that. He's saying they are the same entity, okay? Kepa, that's how they have come into being, okay? But here's disjunctive, okay? But in that moment, they'd say something like the blue is not a separate substance from the perception which is holding to it. Okay, got it?
You're saying they're both kunchi?
He mentioned kunshi, but he wasn't hitting on it that hard.
Isn't he saying like the blue is a coloration of the kunchi?
Maybe. He doesn't say that directly, but...
It's a coloration of the state of mind, right? Of Shiva, that's all he says.
What he's saying is just that he glosses Ze not as Bakchak. He glosses Ze as the Dagni, the combination of the perceiver and the perceived. They are one thing. He almost reads it that way.
So it's like like we had with the Kshina Virtir, again the rose and the jewel that.
Maybe.
I mean, the color on the jewel is not a separate thing, you know.
Yeah, you could say that.
The aspect or the is a part of the jewel.
But Dagni has two meanings in Buddhism. Dagni Chembo.
The
Mahatma.
Guy, yeah.
In that case, it just means a big person. But when you use Dagni in other contexts, It means a combination of two. Okay, so just remember that. Dagni, which means Atma in Mahatma Gandhi, big person. In philosophy, it just means one thing which has two pieces. A combination of two things. Okay, so what's the two things here? The perceiver and the blue. The eye and the blue, or the visual consciousness and the blue. Essentially, they are two sides of the same coin. You could say same coin.
What's the soak after Kunshi?
Yeah, for
Let me see, where are we?
It's a little disturbing.
I wouldn't read this key by. I don't think the Kunshi acted to create the seed. You see, I would just say, which has been established due to the Kunshi and other things like the Nyunyi looking at the Kunshi, or there's, okay, things like that.
Yeah.
Or you bought your husband a blue tie 6 months ago, or you see, I mean.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was resolved. He's saying that it's not the Kunshi in action, that the soul.
The soul could kind of reserve it.
Yeah.
The actor.
Like how you planted the seed, like you bought your husband a blue tie 6 months ago. Or the Nyunyi, your misunderstanding looked at the Kunshi and misunderstood it. So with the Kunshi, it created this seed or something like that. Okay? All right, go. He gives a very intriguing example, just to set it up here.
Perna, Milan duri rap so nangwe tse sem ma yin kyang sem gidagni du gyurpe risog ye ching sem le dun shebe risog me ba shino.
Go slow
Okay.
and work it out by yourself, because it's important for your future, especially if you're the mind-only representative in the mixed knots, okay? So see if you follow him trying to untie this, and you will never forget it, because it's a very important metaphor. Okay, here we go. Go slow. Perna.
Okay, so for example.
For example, Milam.
A dream.
Yeah, in a dream.
A mountain. The appearance of a
You
at the
see
time that you're
Mount
seeing a Mount
Meru.
At the time that you see Mount Meru in a dream.
Appears when Mount Meru appears in your dreams. You know, by the way, if you've ever been near the Himalayas, it's amazing. I mean, see how that mountain covers the first, I don't know, few percent of, but they actually cover half the sky. And it's weird. You feel like they're going to fall down. They literally cover half the sky. The white mountains, and they can be 100 miles away, but it still feels like that, you know. It's amazing. It's pretty cool. Okay, so you dream about these mountains. They appear in your mind. Those mountains are Sem Mayin.
They're not your mind.
They are not your mind. Your mind is looking at the mountains, right? Kyang.
But
they are Semki Dagni Tukur.
they are one with your mind.
Yeah, but they are combined with your mind. Okay. They with the mind, they make one entity. Okay, they are not your mind, but they are sort of made of mind.
Yeah, but you can't say that they're somehow existing outside of your mind. You're dreaming, for God's sake.
Keep going.
So you mean at Semle?
So there are mountains there, Risokya, which are mental. You see, which are mixed up with your mind. There's no real mountains there.
Yeah, you can't.
But there are some kind of forms that look like mountains that are kind of mixed up with your mind.
You can't strictly say mental, he's saying, but
right.
Yeah,
I don't want you to say mental, but I want you to say
mentalish.
Yeah, mentalish.
Wait, there's no mind or there's no real mountains? 'Cause it's all real mind.
Where we go? Yeching.
Yeah,
and so we can say, Risok Semle Dun Shen Mayan.
Yeah, there's no mountain nor anything like it that is like really different than your mind.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
There's no mountain there which is divorced from your mind.
Other than
Okay, got it. Where now? Take it to the husband. No, I'll say it his. There's no mountain there which is divorced from your own mind. Now take it to the kitchen. There's no husband there who is divorced from your mind. Okay, it's like you're dreaming about a mountain, and in that sense, they are one stuff. They're kind of the same stuff. Got it? Yeah, the stuffers.
Zay,
The no stuffers.
Zay chickers. Zay chickers.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, if I was going to go around the world giving lectures about my mind-only book that had a famous publication in 2021, I would have this one in my hand all the time. You know, I would have it ready all the time. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, and there isn't one.
There's no mountain that is something
Yeah.
different from your own mind. You can say that. Yeah. And there's no husband which is not a figment of your seed imagination.
Yeah, one that's other than your mind is meba.
Yeah, I thought you just stepped down from that.
Okay. Dila lungrik dumai yukyang ma chila dibe luki chiden metsugo kashing lepar kona jampe sorry my fault. Turn that off. Lepar kona jampe chusum tong tokme yignian soki sem tsambe luk jitar shepa yang nge nu par nangla detar ma kona de yang lekpar mi shepar selo.
This is a very sensitive sentence. He's written it in a very sensitive way. Okay. Dila lungrik duma ye.
There are many systems.
Lung and rikpa.
Oh, there are many ways to throw this.
Yeah.
But scripture and
Scripturally or logically.
By the way, shouldn't it say riks?
Yeah.
Logic?
Types of
Yeah, hopefully it's a mistake. He has done that in
No.
his book.
Can somebody check a frequency? Okay.
Yeah.
Lung rik spelled both ways.
I feel like it's
Rick is also
But in any case, it means the same thing, even if
Yeah,
it's spelled
right,
the other
has
way.
to,
Okay.
yeah.
So look, I could pull scriptures out for you. I could discuss the logic of it with you, but mati.
but I'm not gonna write that.
Yeah, I don't feel like writing. Okay, thank you. Okay, he said mati means it's 2 miles. I'm not gonna put it here. I mean,
142 without this.
okay.
It's not unsubstantial.
I think that's how they spell it, but it doesn't make sense actually.
Counting it. Almost 2,000 within
Wow. Yeah.
Where'd you go? Sisumbu?
Yeah, the odds are
Yeah, I got the same thing.
The odds are 98% that I'm correct. Okay? Usually it's 100. Okay. So mati, no, 2% doesn't qualify as a damka. Okay, anyway, we should fix it actually.
Yeah, right.
Because it means scripture and logic, right? Not scripture and mind. Okay, so, oh sorry, oh wait. They put the S on the next word, am I right? I added it, I'm sorry, that's my funky keyboard. Okay, mati, la, but let me say. Okay, he says, I'm not gonna write a lot, but let me say, but I'll say one thing. Dipe Luke, don't say in this system, you're gonna irritate me. Yeah, in these guys' system, why it is, how it is, so that there are no chidans, the way it is, how it is that there's no outer objects, koaka.
Very difficult to understand.
It's a difficult point to get. And I'll tell you one thing, lekpakona,
You can understand it really well.
if you really get it, champe chesum, the 3 books of Maitreya. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. It's the 5 books of Maitreya.
But there's 3 books that talk about minorities, right?
Only according to one author. Guess. Tony Lama. He's the only person that I could find in the database who regularly calls it the 3 books because he's talking about the mind only.
Yeah.
And I went and got it for you, okay? I'm sorry. Here, in the Tengyur, the 5 books of Maitreya are split into these sections. Okay? This one book is put in the lower middle way section, and the other 4 are put into the mind-only school, which means he should have said Shi, the 4 books. But,
Aren't there arguments about it?
oh, and here's the books if you're interested. Here's the 4 that are in the mind-only section. But, Tony Lama says, in the uncatalogued data, I had to go that far, which is scary because it means we don't have all of Tony Lama in the database, which is really scary, which we should look into in our free time. Did I big letter it? No, I should have. Okay, here it is. Oh, come on. Okay, read this much.
Onkyang, Nuntokyantang, Gyulamani, Ki, Ume Luptunching, Dodekyandang, Jenambani, Ki Tsor Semsade, Tsor Semsade, Lukar Chepartsedo.
Yeah, good. You could put this in a footnote, okay? But I have to say, the Ngundogyen, the jewel of realizations, which, for example, is the source of the lion's dance. Tene sengin namgyen pe tingen zen na nyom shu ne tension delju lutun numitun na toberje, okay? Unkyang Ngundogyen dang, Gyu Lama, Uttara Tantra, which is not a okay. These 2 present the Umi loop, the middle way system. And then the Dodegen, which is Sutra Alankara, and the 2 J's.
Right, distinguishing the dharmas from the...
There's two of the books of Maitreya have the word J in them.
Yeah.
Uttanam J.
Distinguishing the extremes from the middle.
Yeah, and then it's a Yodan Yepa Mayimba number J. Chidan Chin.
No,
Chidan.
Shudam Shuni, distinguishing what is a dharma from what is dharma-ness or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, how's it Dharma? Okay.
Dharma.
Yeah, Dharma and non-Dharma.
Dharma and dharma.
Okay, good. So he just calls it the 2 distinctions. But it means the 2 books that have, what's it called? The last part of that? Yeah, the 2 Vibhangas.
Yeah.
That's all.
Splitters.
It's the 2 Vibhangas, okay? These are Semtsampe Loop,
Yeah.
Sor,
Mainly.
and our Chepar as Soul.
They're explained.
Yeah, I mean, people explain them as being the 3. So now we got 3. We got the 3 books of Maitreya. Why do I have more there? Well, here's here are the 5, okay? I just went and got them
This
for
is
you.
where you got.
Oh, he calls them Jani also.
You moved them up.
Uh,
And I'm tired.
oh, here's a little essay about the 5 books if you're interested. Okay, I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so anyway, what did he say about the 3 books? Okay, here, I'm going to repeat, okay? That you could prove this point about the mountains and the dream many different ways with scripture and with logic, but I'm not going to write about it here. But I should say, in the system of these guises, the way in which there are no outer objects is a little bit difficult to understand. And I have to say, if you do get to a good understanding of it, then you really can come to a realization of the 3 books of Maitreya, as well as the system of the mind only as presented by Asanga and Vasubandhu and other guys, okay? In the way that they have explained it. You can come to a good understanding. New.
Definite understanding.
Yeah, now interesting. I'll draw your attention to the nung and the cell. Okay, I draw your attention to the nung and the cell, because that sentence says, it would appear that you could come to a good realization, blah, 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 blah. And if you don't get this point about the mountains and the dream, okay, then lepa meshepa mishe cell. Yeah, it would seem that if you have a good understanding, you can understand the mind-only school. But I can say it's definite that if you don't get it, you don't understand anything. Okay, got it? I'll say it again. If you understand this thing about the mountains and the dream, and mountains and your mind, then if you do understand it, it would appear that you have a pretty good understanding of the mind-only literature, as it is taught by the great masters. It would seem like that, but I can say that it's not just seem like that, but it's definite that if you don't understand the mountains and the mind, then you don't know nothing about those guys. Okay, they're kind of funny to me. Okay. That's funny, yeah. Okay, here's a little sentence.
Oh boy. Okay. Shugne Gedong Lamnga Sachunam Shak Sachu Namshak Kelen Umaba Tong Tao. So they accept the 8 enterings and stayings.
Nice, good, perfect.
They accept the 5 paths and the 10 levels.
Yeah, all that presentation, Namshak.
Just like the Umapas do, like
yeah,
the Middle East
exactly. Now, because Shugnege is a little bit unusual, the 8 stages of entering and staying, they basically relate to what we studied the other day when we said the war and the victory. Okay.
16.
Basically, you're trying to get in the door, and you have to fight a lot. And when you get in the door, you can relax. Okay. Basically, there's 4 and 4.
Do they call it Shuk and Drebu or something?
Namdro Lam and Partimelam.
But there's 8 and 8 for 16.
He doesn't say that, but I went and got them for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Well, my text tells me that.
It's not the, okay, it's fine. It's not the.
Oh, he says, okay, here's his sentence by, who is that? I don't know, he doesn't say who, 99. Oh, Kun Kien Shunjo Pelsang. Okay, he says, when you talk about these 8, okay, where is that? When you hear right here, Yangna Shugne Geki Ngumpartopa Geyete, there are 8 states of realization that relate to the 8 enterings and staying. According to the Rinchen Tawa, Jitar Nyentu Tepalan Jantisani Geshepa. So I think what he's trying to say here, okay, is that in the lower schools, in the listener presentation, they focus on the 8 Shugne. And then when you get higher, they focus on the 10 Bodhisattva levels. That's all. And the path is sort of halfway between. Okay. So that's according to this author. There's another author I got for you.
Isn't Trend misspelled?
It is misspelled. Yeah.
But he basically just said the opposite.
That they were not Hinayana? Or?
No, I mean, Chunilam is saying specifically.
Oh, what they think about the Shugne Ge is the same as what the Umapas say. That's true. Here's Jetson Chuki Gansen. Here, Deshin Tekpa Chembala in the Mahayana, they talk about the 10 Bodhisattva levels. Then somebody says to him, well then, what about the 8 levels they talk about for listeners? What's that all about? And then he quotes the Rinchen Trama again. It says in there that these 8 levels are a lower 8 levels that you work on until you reach the enlightenment of the self-made Buddhas, okay? But according to the auto commentary, you have to interpret them as the 8 realizations. And then it relates to the listener approach, where you have entering and staying on a path, and you divide them into those. And so they are treated as 8 levels of listeners. In the Mahayana, we focus on the 10 bodhisattva levels. So maybe he's talking about the middle ways presentation of the listeners.
No.
Okay, anyway, then you figure it out.
All right.
Okay, anyway, yeah, your footnote could focus on the Shuk and Ne part and not on the...
Well, yeah, I mean, right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Not great.
That's about all there is about it. It's not a popular subject.
Okay, we had it earlier and we went by pretty fast.
Good.
But
we
we
should.
have something. I wrote a very hack-ish footnote that when you get stuck trying to edit the mess that I delivered to you, next time you get to my text, you're going to run into my self-styled footnote on the entering and staying, and then you can make it right instead.
Okay, but still, it's not, and I don't think it's clear in anyone's mind. That's why we get all these people fishing around.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. There's an argument about it right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There is.
There's high lamas disagreeing about it. So okay. You have any time left? We got a minute.
Yeah.
Let's go fast. Sumba.
Oh, good. Sumba Dregula. Yay. Lakche lak me mi ne ma nyang des sundong kusum ginam shak yang kelen la pelcher ni usem tumongwa yimbe oktu che do.
I'm just going to read it, okay? So as regards to the result of the path after you get out of the original condition, right? They talk about 3 kinds of nirvana. One is with remainder, one is without a remainder, and one is where you don't stay anymore.
Yeah, great.
And they also talk about 3 bodies of the Buddha, which is a huge debate, could be 4.
Yeah.
They also accept that. You can say that for the most part, the positions on these subjects is shared by the middle way and the mind-only guys, Us and the Sams, okay? Therefore, I will treat it below, meaning in the middle way section. Because the opinions about the 3 bodies of the Buddha, the opinions about the 3 kinds of nirvana, since they are mostly the same between these 2 schools, I'm not going to go into it in the mind-only section. I'll treat it below in the middle way section.
Boy, which is just not far at all.
Yeah.
4 paragraphs away.
Wow.
Cool. Maybe next class.
Yeah, now, Muntu Chetso, how you get these high goals is something I will talk about here, okay?
Oh, please.
But not today.
Go.
I'll send it to you.
Sashi Pugi Jukshin Metok Dram Rira Lingshin Yende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Chuparsho Idam Gururana Mandala Gandiryatayami Gewadi Gewokun Sanam Yeshe Tsok Tsok Shing Sanam Yeshe Le Chung Wei Tampa Kunyi Topar Sho.
Nice day, good day. Yay. Oh, I'm going to stay for yoga if anyone wants to stay for yoga. Word's going to teach it, and it'll be in this room because the studio over there is busy today.
Yeah, we have a class just today.
Okay.